Hello everybody and welcome back to this month's Equine Academy. My name is Kiara. I'm one of the junior instructors at Silver Fox Equine, and today we're going to be talking about different types of equestrian disciplines. So for starters, we're going to be looking at some of the disciplines that we offer at Silver Fox. So for starters, we have dressage. So we offer dressage for both English and Western riders. And dressage is an equestrian sport where the horses and the riders perform a test of movements in either a 20 by 40 or 20 by 60 arena while being judged on a specific set of criteria. Within the dressage test, as I stated, is a set of movements, and they're either laid out as a predetermined route by using the arena letters, or you receive a list to be included in a freestyle test, which is often set to music. And dressage is one out of the 3 Olympic equestrian sports. The next discipline we're going to be looking at is show jumping. So jumping entails an exciting mix of technical skill as well as control, and the objective of show jumping is riders guide their horse over a course of obstacles, also known as jumps, which are designed to fall down when knocked. The faults are then added from knocking down jumps or refusing the obstacle altogether, as well as if you exceed the time limit given to complete the course. The fastest time with the least amount of faults determines the winners if you are showing this discipline. And show jumping is another one of the 3 Olympic equestrian sports. The next discipline we're going to be looking at is hunter. So hunter is a jumping related discipline where performance is judged subjectively. So there is a variety of factors that are being taken into consideration in hunter riding, which includes the horse's style, movement, jumping technique, conformation, as well as rider's position. Hunter divisions can include over fences classes, which is the jumping, as well as hack classes. So these are flat classes done at the walk, trot, and canter. The last discipline that we offer at Silver Fox is eventing. So eventing can be described as the equestrian triathlon, as it features 3 very different types of tests. So eventing includes dressage, a show jumping course, as well as cross country. So in cross country, it's a jump course made of solid obstacles, such as wooden logs or stone walls, ditches, and cross country tests the speed, stamina, and jump ability of the horse. And in cross country, penalties are added up by the refusal of a jump or exceeding the allowed time limit. And eventing is the last equestrian Olympic sport. Next, we're going to be looking at some other types of riding disciplines that we don't offer at Silver Fox. So the next discipline we're talking about is barrel racing. So barrel racing is a Western discipline, and it's a type of rodeo event. So the objective of barrel racing is that the participants and their horses are attempting to complete a clover leaf pattern around 3 barrels the fastest way possible. So the timer starts as the rider crosses the start line, and then the timer then stops when they finish and cross the finish line. Barrel racing is generally ridden by women. However, that's not to say that men cannot participate in barrel racing as well. The next discipline we're going to be looking at is another Western one, and that is reining. So reining is a judged event that is designed to show the athletic ability of the horse. And we commonly see quarter horses being used for reining. In reining, the competitors are tasked with riding one of several approved patterns, and these patterns are approved by the NRHA. Each pattern includes some movements, which are often the following. So there's small, slow circles, large, fast circles, flying lead changes, rollbacks, 360-degree spins that are done in place, as well as backups and slide stops. And we can see some of the slide stops pictured on the side here. Now we're going to be looking at cutting. So cutting is a Western riding event where the horse and rider are judged on their ability to separate a calf from a cattle herd and keep it away for a short period of time. So this skill or discipline is highly seen on working cattle farms, as they're trying to move their herds. The next discipline we're looking at is roping. And roping can be done individually or with a partner. If it's done with a partner, it's then considered team roping. So roping is a rodeo event that features a calf as well as mounted rider or riders. The goal of this timed event is for the rider to catch the calf by throwing a loop of rope around its neck. They then must dismount from the horse, run to the calf, and restrain it, all in as little time as possible. The last Western discipline that we're going to be looking at today is Western pleasure. So Western pleasure is a style of Western riding often seen in competition, and the horses are evaluated on their manners, the suitability of the horse, as well as its gait. So they want a nice collected, slow speed of gait with a nice calm and responsive disposition by the horse. We are now going to be talking about polo. So polo is a team sport that is played on horseback in large grassy fields. And the objective of polo is to score goals against the opposing team. So players are scored by driving a small white plastic or wooden ball into the opposing team's goal using a long-handed mallet. So it's kind of like a mix of soccer and golf on a horse. Now we're going to be looking at endurance riding. Endurance riding is something that's started to pick up more traction in the equine world. So an endurance ride is an event in which the same horse and rider compete together over a marked trail within a specific maximum allowed time. And these aren't just 30-minute trails. They often are 6 to 12, sometimes even more hours long. There's no minimum time requirement to complete the trails, and the horses are examined by veterinarians before the ride as well as throughout the competition to ensure that everyone is staying safe and healthy. So now we're going to look at some other disciplines that are unique. So we first have vaulting. So vaulting is essentially the performance of gymnastics and dance-like movements while standing and performing these movements on a horse. And the horse is often in the canter while these movements are being executed. We're now going to look at driving. So driving is the world's oldest equestrian sport and actually has 8 of its own disciplines within it. However, we're not going to get into that today as we're just looking at the overview of it. So the biggest challenge of driving is that the drivers are simply controlling the horse through their vocal commands as well as the reins. So we often see driving horses as workhorses. They pull carts for farm work, or they are being used as a form of transportation. And then there's also races that occur via driving horses. The last discipline we're going to be looking at is trail riding. So trail riding occurs outdoors on natural trails and roads, opposed to riding in an arena. And trail rides are informal activities that can be done by an individual or small groups of people, and there's even larger events hosted by clubs. They can be competitive events, however, trail riding seems to be the thing that introduces people to horses for the first time. There's many facilities that offer trail riding for beginners, and it's a great way to just have fun with friends and enjoy horses and nature altogether. So that is all we have for this month's Equine Academy. Thank you so much for joining me and learning all about the different types of equestrian disciplines.